Hey out there YouTubers, you ever have like leftover meat just laying around and you don't know what to do with it? I got this fast, easy jerky recipe that you're gonna love, and so does my family. So stay tuned. Alright guys, well we're going to make a quick, easy recipe for beef jerky today, or deer jerky is on the menu. We have some leftover meat. I'm going to show you a couple ingredients you're going to need for this recipe. It's really simple. You can pick this up at your local grocery store. The main ingredient is going to be Dale's marinade, and for this recipe we're only using half the bottle. So these come in 16 ounce bottles. We're only going to use 8 ounces of Dale's. For 5 pounds of jerky, you're going to want a 1/4 tablespoon of pink salt, number 1. And you're going to want, yet again, this is 16 ounces of dark brown sugar. You're only going to want to use half this box. I mean, you can use more if you want it sweeter, but what we're going to do is we're going to do the marinade ingredients with the Dale's, with the cure, and then with the brown sugar. We're gonna let that marinate for at least 24 hours, and then to spice it up a little bit before we put it on the smoker, we're gonna just put a little bit of red pepper flakes down, and we'll show you that step when we get to smoking. All right guys, so the first thing you're gonna wanna do is get a gallon bag. And then also just take the rim where it closes up and just flip it a little inside out. So you can start like this. It'll lay perfectly flat on your cutting board, and then we're going to start mixing the ingredients. So like I said, pretty simple recipe. We're going to actually put the bag aside. I'm going to mix it up in a bowl because it's going to be like a syrup consistency. So it's going to be 8 ounces of brown sugar. Throw it all in there. You can crunch it up just a little bit. Let me get this all out here. Now you guys are probably making 5 pounds. I'm only making a pound, so I'm not going to need that much cure. I'm actually just going to sprinkle a little bit in there. Just a little bit to kill the bacteria. That's probably good. Put that aside. Now the reason why I didn't do less brown sugar and less of the Dale's is just because we're only doing a small batch of jerky. I just want you to really see, you know, what the ingredients are to do 5 pounds. I'm only doing a pound. That's why I was, you know, just put a little bit of pink cure salt in, and we're just going to use the full amount of ingredients for the 5 pounds for the 1 pound. So we're going to do a half a bottle of Dale's. Make sure you shake it up. There's a lot of sediment and salt that's on the bottom. So we're just going to judge this. Like I said, it's an easy recipe. Just kind of judge it a little bit. That should be good. Now all you need is a fork. I'll come a little closer for you. And you're pretty much just going to whisk this up as so, until you get that sugar like a syrup consistency. All the big chunks break apart. And just like that, as so. So we're going to set this aside. We got our cure, we got our Dale's, we got our brown sugar all mixed up, and into the syrup. So what I recommend are Bubba blades. They're razor sharp, they keep their edge very long, and they'll make a quick job of this piece of meat that we're going to use today. Alright guys, so you only can see my hands once again. So we're just going to pretty much take this meat Got some good strips right here. And now this is all personal preference. So what I like to do with my jerky when I'm cutting it, it's a little frozen, and that's what you want. Stiffens up the meat when it's a little frozen. It helps you get those nice, even, consistent slices. I'm actually going to go against the grain. I am not going to go with the grain to make it like true jerky that you actually have to rip it. This is actually going to be really tender. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut them in about a quarter, I would say a little less than a quarter of an inch, just to make nice, even pieces, and I'll show you that right here. Just going to put your fingers down like this, hold it down, and just as so. And that's a good consistency. So another small, this is going to be, like I said, a small batch. But you just want to slice them up like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run through all this. And then we'll meet you back here in a couple seconds when we're going to put it in the bag. And we're going to massage the syrup that we have right here into the jerky. And then we're going to leave that in the fridge overnight. Like I said, a full 24 hours. And these will actually get translucent. And it'll turn brown like the marinade. And then it's ready for the smoker. Okay guys, so we got a big pile of meat here. You can see here as so, using the Bubba Blade, the shorty. So pretty much, like I said, we have our bag half flipped inside out. So you can put all that meat in here. As so, you're gonna pour the syrup in, or your marinade. All right, here we go. Now what you're gonna wanna do is press it down on the table. You're gonna kind of roll, if you can see this. You're gonna roll the bag. You're gonna go like this, and then you're gonna close it. And then that will get the majority of the air out of the bag. And then pretty much what you wanna do is just massage it in. Now when you have this in your refrigerator, I would recommend just, go to get something to drink, you're making dinner or whatnot, just pick it up, massage it a little bit, a few times just to make sure that marinade is getting all sides of your jerky. And then pretty much tomorrow what we're going to do is we'll meet you back right here, and then we're going to put it in pretty much a spaghetti drainer. We're going to rinse them off with cold water. We're going to dry them with a paper towel, and then we're going to lay it on our smoking racks for our grill, our pellet grill, and then we're just going to ever so lightly just shake over red pepper flakes and give it a little spice, sweet and salty. And then I'll show you how long it's going to take to smoke. Now when you cut these about, I want to say just at a quarter of an inch, if not just a little bit less than quarter inch. Let's just go with a fourth. And all that varies on how you like your jerky, if you like it thicker, you like it thinner. This batch here, that's underneath, probably that quarter of an inch mark, is probably going to take about 3.5 hours, and that last hour is really critical. You want to check it very so often. Probably stand by the grill and just pick it and bend it. If you actually can bend your jerky, it has some flex, and it feels just a tiny bit hard, doesn't feel rubbery anymore, the jerky's done. So you can take those pieces off and put it in a bowl. Now if you actually can fold it and you can see it start to tear, and that's where you actually dried it out too much. So just watch yourself when you're doing that step. That's the critical step, where it can get a little bit too dry, a little too meaty. Depends on how you like it, but just watch it and I think you'll be fine. So this is going in the fridge. I'll see you guys back in a little bit. All right guys, we're back again. Yeah. Day two. Day two. And I got a little helper here with me today. So what we're gonna do first is we're gonna take a strainer, and then our jerky from sitting overnight, we're gonna put in the strainer and rinse it real quick, off with water, and then we're gonna start getting the grate prepared that we're gonna lay the jerky on. And how you wanna do that, you wanna take some type of cooking oil. We're just using vegetable oil. We're gonna spray it over top of the grate so the jerky doesn't stick to that. And like Paisley was saying, we also have some red pepper flakes, that we're gonna sprinkle on top of the jerky after it's done drying just a little bit, and it gets tacky. So stay with us. We're gonna do this step by step. I'll show you exactly how we're gonna do it. We're gonna pour this in here. I'm just gonna try to videotape. You can see right here. So we're gonna get some cold water. Pretty cool already. We're just gonna go and we're just gonna...
I want to help you.
You can help, Paige. Put your glove on.
I need to pull my sleeves up.
Pull your sleeves up.
I got it.
You got it?
Yeah, I want to do it.
Alright, you can do some now too. Show everybody what you're gonna do. Just like that. And that's it. That's good, honey. So now we have the jerky rinse. Sorry, honey, I bumped into you. We have the jerky rinse. We're gonna start using our vegetable oil on our jerky tray for our pellet grill, and then we'll meet you back after we have all the jerky laid out after we're spraying this, and then we're gonna show you. We're gonna just put a couple red pepper flakes on that, let it get tacky from staying inside in the warm, and then we're gonna heat up our grill and we're gonna go out for the final process. All right, so Paisley's gonna help us here. So we got our jerky strain, we got our vegetable oil. So we're just gonna shake this up, and on the grate, we're just gonna... Now this does make a mess, so I do recommend your wife or girlfriend not to be home and you to watch the kids, right?
Wait.
Is that what we're doing? Okay.
Okay.
So now we're gonna start laying the jerky out. Just that so.
I want to taste it.
Well, we gotta finish cooking it, honey.
I want to finish cooking it. I want to have it.
Sure. So we're gonna lay it out so. We're gonna go down the line, and then we're gonna meet you back for the sprinkle of the red pepper flake, and then we're going out to the grill. All right. So now we have our red pepper flake. We're actually just gonna put some on a pile here because I can't get my hand in the cup. Just a little at a time, and we're just gonna dust each piece with some red pepper flake, just as so. Let's start the grill. All right, guys, it's grill time. So now this is all personal preference. What I like to do on my pellet grill, if you can see that in the background right there, we're gonna set this to 165 degrees, and it's probably gonna take about 3.5 hours. Let's get this running here. I'll flip it around so you can see my settings. So depending on the pellet grill you have, when you select the temperature, we have low smoke, which is around, you can see 160. I don't like to get super smoke, so we're not gonna do that. Let's go back real quick. We're gonna go to just 165, and we're gonna do a smoke setting about 5. If you go anything above 6, depending on your grill, it's actually going to bump that temperature up. So you don't want to go too high when you're making jerky. So we're going to set it to 165 until we get a nice blue smoke, and it's at the temperature, and then we're going to throw the rack in, and then we're going to just wait it out. Like I said, we'll come back here about maybe 2.5 hours. Feel the jerky. If it's too brittle that it's cracking, it means we went too far with the jerky. We're going to get that nice bend. So when you actually let it, here's a tech tip for you on jerky. If you take your jerky out of a dehydrator or a smoker and put it in a bowl and just let it sit on your countertop for about overnight, just call it, all those juices that were in it come out, and it gets either sticky depending on if you use a lot of sugar, or it gets a little wet, and that makes it really nice. So stay with us. We're gonna get this jerky on momentarily, and we'll come back to this around the 2.5 hour mark, and we'll give you an update. Alrighty, guys, we are at
Wait. Hey guys.
just above temp. We're gonna let it cool down just a little bit. Let's check the grill out. Everything seems to be going good. So we're gonna throw this bad boy on. Just make sure the temp is controlled at that 165. We are gonna go on the top highest rack. Another little tip for you, when you're doing jerky on a pellet grill, you gotta watch the edges around. They'll get, done quicker than the center one. So you just watch that. So we're just gonna maintain temp, and then we'll come back here at the 2.5 hour mark and we will show you how this jerky is coming. If you haven't already, hit like, hit subscribe, hit the bell. Let me know what you guys want to see next. We're gonna do some more homemade, jerky, sausage, beef sticks. So obviously we'll have to shoot a deer to do that because we're completely out of meat for this year so far. So like I said, hit like and subscribe. I'll see you guys soon. All right guys, may look a little bit different. We're on a different camera that actually has a flashlight attachment. We're just at the 1.5 hour mark for the jerky. We're gonna go check it, so stay with us. It's probably gonna be dark by the time it's ready to pull off, so that's why we got the flashlight on the front of the camera. So let's check this out. All right, so now let's open up. Woo, it's looking good. It's getting that dark cherry red color. So we're gonna go through and just start flipping each piece just like that. We're just gonna keep flipping them all. Just don't want it to stick to the rack. You can see they're a little rubbery. But like I said, we're only like halfway. So I'm gonna go flip all these, and then we'll see you a little bit later when we're gonna test them for the bend, just so they don't crumble and break. We don't want them too dry, and we'll be right back. All right guys, this is the last and final step. We're gonna check on a jerky. It's been roughly 3 hours, about 25 minutes, so let's check on this and see how we did. Alright, look at all that jerky. You can see how it has that deep cherry red color. It's pretty solid. It doesn't break. I don't know if you can see that. It bends a little bit. Oh, it bends. That's what we're looking for. It did split apart a little bit, but that's okay. Still a little bit meaty, a little bit dried, and that's what we're looking for. So what we're gonna do is pull this off. We're gonna do that trick I told you earlier. We're gonna put it in a bowl, a small bowl. We're gonna let it out on the counter overnight, and I'll show you tomorrow when we vacuum seal it and exactly how it tastes and how it looks. All right guys, I know this is the third day. It seems like it's a lengthy process, but really it's only like 10 to 20 minutes each day. Whether you're, getting the jerky prepared, you're starting your marinade, you're letting it sit overnight, you're smoking it. The smoking part is like 3 hours, so you gotta check on it every now and again, but you're not, standing by the grill the whole time. So I wanna show you that little trick I told you about putting your jerky in some type of container and letting the lid off of it overnight. So let me flip this around and give you a shot. So I don't know if you can see that. Maybe if I flip the light on, you can see how they got like sticky, glossy. The seasoning, look, it's sticking together. That's what you want. So now, kind of do a little review.
Daddy.
You gotta seal it. I mean, it's cured, so this is actually a birthday present from my dad. He likes the red hot, pepper flakes. So we're gonna seal it in our made with meat vacuum sealer. I highly recommend this sealer. I'll show you what it's all about. It's real simple. People that don't know how to use a vacuum sealer can use it. There's 3 options on it for 3 different bags. Bags are super cheap, a lot cheaper than Food Saver, I would say. I also like the bags a little bit better. They don't have that checkering or anything in it because it is a chamber vac. It's not your normal, vacuum sealer that it's just something you let out on the counter. I mean, you could, but it's pretty decent size, and it doesn't take oil. So it's not a chamber vac that takes oil. So there's really no routine maintenance or anything on it. So let's throw the jerky in the bag and let's go seal. So like I said, if you can see it, this is our chamber vac. It's made with meat. So pretty simple. I'll show you the controls on it. Like I said, I highly recommend this. So right now, we're just gonna turn it on. You can hear it kick on. We are going to choose after we open it, you can see inside the chamber vac like that, and then it has your 3 sizes, so small, medium, and large bags. We are set on auto. You can do manual depending on how you like your seal and how you like your vacuum, but right now this is where you choose your settings. So we're going to go on a medium bag. And it's pretty much as easy as this. You don't have to line them up exactly. Just want to make sure the bag is underneath these 2 tabs so it doesn't pop up. And now all you got to do is, you'll see the compressor starting. It's sucking all the air out of the chamber vac. Going to reach like 45 to 55, and then you'll watch. You can see the bag. It's coming soon. I'm going to start the process. Now it's sealing, and watch all the air release. And you got a sealed bag. So there you go, all our jerky we just made.
Daddy.
I can get this on camera. All the jerky we made, it's sealed, it's in the bag, it's ready for my dad's birthday. It's gonna be delicious. I hope you like this recipe. Like I said, please try it. It's so simple and easy, anyone can do it. And you can kind of control the heat. Like we put red pepper flakes on, you can just do regular black pepper, white pepper. You don't have to put any seasoning on it. I've already tried a little bit of Montreal seasoning on it. Pretty good. So please like and subscribe. Hope to see you next time.